Well, it's been so much fun. So this is Today with John and Helen, and we're so excited that it's the last edition for
Yeah.
the year. And maybe we should put this through to where, how many years now? 4 years?
Almost 5.
Almost five
Yeah.
years now. So
Yes,
you
yes,
see,
yes.
and we started Christmas time
Like
just
Duke.
like this. So the tragedy and the trauma that follows fire incidents, either in homes, the office, or on the road, is something we would rather avoid. On the last lap of this show, and to help us to understand better some practical fire safety routines for now and all times, is Shadrach Akan, a distinguished fire safety practitioner and the visionary CEO of Suna Atlantic Company, a man with extensive expertise in fire service who has spearheaded the implementation of effective and safety systems for many multinational companies across Nigeria. He's a strong advocate for safety awareness and education. So I want you to please join me as we welcome Shadrach the fireman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it Shadrach? Is it Shadrach?
Shadrach.
I see an
Shadrach.
S-H-A.
SHAD.
It's
Okay.
Shadrach.
Sure.
S-H-A-D.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll check that.
Yeah. The man is a grammar man here.
We'll check
All
that
right.
out, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. This is a very special season and so much activities. You know, people are traveling on the road. People are
Cooking
doing all kinds
more.
of things at home. And the festivity and the celebration somehow takes our attention from, you know, safety measures such as this. So we thought it wise that you'd come and remind us, all right? So what's the first thing that someone should do if a fire, for example, breaks out in the kitchen, particularly from cooking oil or even grease?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, like you talk about the festive period. Yeah, everybody want to cook. Everybody want to. Fire is very important. In as much as fire is important, it's a very risky thing too, and can serve as a very big hazard. Yeah. So, but what we should do when you have any kitchen fire is to follow the standard procedures. You have to procedures on how to extinguish fire that comes out from the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, take for example, you have your cooking stuff burning, maybe you're frying oil, and suddenly you just see oil fire
Fire.
just go forth from the oil. Do not use water to extinguish that fire.
Do not use
Do not use
water.
water to extinguish that fire, because when you make attempt to use water to extinguish it, you are going to create more problem. Water has a content of oxygen in it, and so when you pour it in that oil, it's go off. Yeah, so
So you are indeed fueling the.
you are fueling the fire to continue to burn more. So what we should do is get the fire blankets. Yeah, it's encouraged that all homes should have what we call a fire blanket. Yeah, if you don't have one, you can improvise one, but it's better you just get a fire blanket. So these blankets are made from fire resistance material. So when you use it to blanket the fire, you starve it from oxygen, and so the fire will go off.
Can we buy them anywhere, or we have to get to the fire service companies and all those safety companies?
Yeah, you can buy them. They sell
Fire
blankets. Yeah, they
blankets.
sell fire blankets here. Most places in Nigeria, just that people are not aware of this. Yeah, so it's also a safety device, fire safety device, which we should have in our homes, hotels.
Yeah.
The homes should have it and all that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's for fire in
the kitchen.
And all
At
of
home.
that. Fire happens everywhere. It has a potential of happening anywhere. Now, how can we safely handle fire that's caused by electrical fault or appliances, and especially when it's not safe to use water, like you've said?
Yeah, when in the event of having a fire from electricity, it's also not safe not to use water too.
Okay.
Yeah, but the technique on how to extinguish that kind of fire is to isolate from the source. Yeah, just go to the source and isolate it. So if you have a house, you are staying in your house, you must know where the source of electricity is from. The main source, yeah. Just go to the panel where you have the panel, your control panel. Just tune it off and it will
Tune
go
it off
Yeah.
first step.
And you'll be surprised that when you tune it off, that fire will go off.
Okay.
Because electricity does not burn. What can only result to fire from electricity is maybe the plastic casing or any combustible material close to it. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
So
the
you just
cabling.
you
Just
starve the
start the
supply.
fire by going to the supply and put it off. Yeah.
It's not so easy, but most people don't know.
Yeah, but because panic sets
Yeah.
in, The first thing when you don't expect fire and you see fire is fear, panic.
Exactly.
You know, so you're not composed enough to even remember.
Yeah.
Even sometimes you know what to do, but you really can't get yourself
just go
together.
blank.
Yes, to get
Panic
to do
and
it.
one need to be prepared. You need to
Okay.
be fire safety prepared. Yeah, when I mean preparation is, we should ask ourselves, all of us watching this program, even you, am I prepared for fire safety? Or am I prepared for
I'm
fire
better
disaster?
prepared now than the last time that we met.
What does it
understand?
take to be prepared for fire safety? You just said we have to, besides panic, we have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Is
What
the
it takes-
preparation in having those things?
Yeah, you must have these devices. You must know how to use them. And if you have them, have they been maintained?
Aha.
Yeah. I went to somewhere today and I saw, on my way coming at branch store, and I saw extinguishers everywhere. I cited two or three of them. Gone.
That will not be functional.
They are not functional. They are not functional. I know some of them. I know they were not functional. So,
Wow.
I mean, if you use that extinguisher, I'll be surprised that it won't work.
So how do you know? It's a good thing you have some of the extinguishers here. Could you just take us through
Different sizes here.
Yeah, why? For me, these are just, you know,
Maintenance,
when it
usage.
comes to the crotch, I probably don't even know what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I bought this because of these are the common fire extinguishers which you know, or which you always see. Yeah. So, but people don't know their usage,
Yeah.
how to use them. Yeah. So it's very important that we know how to use them. And for the use of fire extinguishers, they have a standard operating system that you use to you must follow those procedures for you to be able to use them effectively. And if you don't use it, in as much as a fire safety device, can also serve as an hazard too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we must be careful.
So
when we
this
use them.
one now, I see that you've tied the mouth.
They all have their stuff
what-
tied on them.
Yeah,
Why?
so now this is what we call the CO2 fire extinguisher,
Okay.
the carbon dioxide fire extinguisher.
Okay.
This is a 3 kg fire extinguisher.
For all fires.
This is 2 kg, sorry, fire extinguisher. This is 3 kg fire extinguisher. Then this is the dry chemical powder. Yeah, so now on the usage, we have different similarity. There are two similarities about these extinguishers. You see, this is called, we must know the types first.
Okay.
This is called the on.
The horn.
The on.
Could
so
you-
the CO2 has a on,
Yeah. Okay.
and the DCP does not have it on. This is also the CO2 too, but the bottle is painted black because the fire code for CO2 is black, as you can see here.
Okay.
So the fire code for DCP, that is dry chemical powder, is blue.
I see.
So we call it
I'm
dry
sure the
chemical powder.
camera should catch this.
So you can't use all of this for any fire. That's what you're
You can't
saying.
use all of this for any kind of fire.
Wow.
Yeah. This is better used for class B and C fire.
Which is class B and C? Is that the intensity of the fire or what?
Yeah, the class B fire.
Is it so heavy, or can you raise it? Maybe
Yeah.
if you sit back.
Okay.
Ah, so,
Aha.
so
So
we
this
can,
is CO2.
yes.
Yeah, most times I always advise people use this in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you use this in your kitchen, it can mess everywhere up. Yeah, because
That is this,
the
powder.
powder content is not edible.
Okay.
But when you use this in your kitchen, you can rest assured that you can take that meal because it's just carbon dioxide. It's just gaseous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this extinguisher does not. The dry chemical powder does not have. It has a gauge here, as you can see, and this does not have a gauge. Reason because the content is just gaseous. It's CO2.
Okay.
Yeah. So the content of this is powder. You understand? So and this does not have on like this has.
Okay.
Instead, the dry chemical powder has a nozzle.
The nozzle.
What we call a nozzle.
Is this something you can lift up so that
Yes, I can lift it up.
Yes, so we can see it properly.
Yeah.
Aha. So that's the nozzle right there.
That's the nozzle right there. Yeah. So this is called the handle. This is the handle of the fire extinguisher, and this is the lever. Then we have what we call the safety pin.
okay.
It's right
This
there.
is a safety pin.
Okay.
The pin is to separate these two
Okay.
parts from themselves so that you
Okay.
don't
Mistakenly.
mistakenly discharge the content.
Okay, so if I want to use, let me start from the kitchen one.
Yes.
No.
That's
You
your-
need to show us.
That's your
So if
workshop.
we need to use this in the kitchen, there's this lever, there's all of it.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah, so like I said, there's a procedure to use it. The normal acronym to use a fire extinguisher is the PASS. The short form is PASS. That is the normal acronym.
As in
PASS.
PASS.
PASS. PASS. P stands for pull the pin.
Pull the pin.
Pull
P.
the pin.
Yes.
Pull the pin. And we have a tag here. This tag is just a safety tag to hold this from.
So should we
Yeah.
break the tag first?
Yeah, you must break the tag first.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So-
now what I'm trying to say now is any fire extinguisher I see without a tag
Yes.
off, that means
Don't buy.
that means it has been used.
Okay.
If I me as a practitioner, I will look at it and say this extinguisher has been used.
Has been used
So
because the
do
tag
not
is off.
Put off the tag when you don't use the extinguisher. If not, I will assume that it has been used.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
So-
So pull.
Pull the pin
Yeah.
with a little force.
Ah.
Okay.
Like
I
this.
beg you.
You understand?
Uh-huh.
That's the pin.
Yes.
Squeeze the lever.
Can you raise
Sorry,
this
aim,
up
aim
first?
to the base of the fire.
Aim. That's the A.
Aim.
That's
aim
the
to the
PA.
base of the fire. Assuming we have the fire here,
Yeah.
but take note when you want to extinguish any fire that comes from a domestic, that start from the recipient stage, ensure that you back the entrance, your entrance of that room.
Yeah, you do
You need
it
to
back
be- you
in
need
the
to save-
entrance.
you need
So
to
that you
safeguard
can
yourself,
run
yes.
away if
So
it
if
escalates.
you try several times and you can't extinguish, we're
Okay.
just training you how to use how
Yeah.
to extinguish fire from the recipient stage.
Hmm.
and
Okay, so we're on
advance
A
fire.
now. Aim to the
Aim
base.
to the base of the fire.
Yes.
Yeah. And the next
You
is
squeeze the lever.
That's his first S.
Yes.
Squeeze.
Squeeze the lever
Yeah.
and sweep.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand? So,
So you-
so it's not static.
it's not static.
Okay.
So the aim is for you to get the fire from the
From the
main
base.
from the main source.
Okay.
So if you aim at the top, you might not get the fire. The fire continues to burn. And when you discharge this finish, you can't you'll be stranded.
And I'm sure the
Okay.
same rule applies for the
The same
powder.
rule applies to the powder.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
make sure first you break the
You
tag,
break the tag,
right? You pull
pull the pin.
You pull
out,
the pin out, then you
aim
aim at
to
the
the base of the fire.
and then you
Squeeze.
squeeze and
and
you
sweep.
sweep.
And
You
you sweep.
sweep.
and sweep.
Sweep.
But mind you, you have to do it with your back to the entrance.
Yes, the entrance
that
of the-
is for your own
for your own
safety.
safety.
It's easy now.
That's what you think. All right. So you said when you see any fire extinguisher without this
That's
pin,
yes.
Without this
without
tag.
the tag,
Tag.
it means that it's been used.
I
So
was
can
ju-
we use this? How many times can this be used, for example?
The advantage of the CO2 over the DCP is that once I discharge this, once I discharge it, I can still use it.
Okay, you
You
can still
understand?
use that. The
I can still
COT.
use it. I can still have some content in it. Like you see, I'm discharging the
Yeah.
you understand?
Yeah, okay.
I can still have some content in it.
Okay.
But once I discharge
The
the powder, it goes off.
This is the one
It will
It will just go off.
you use it
discharge
once.
everything.
Yeah, it is then you now see in the gauge, we have the gauge, on the portion of the gauge, on my gauge here, we have one side saying recharge and the other side saying to recharge.
Okay.
So the pointer must be on the green portion, indicating that it's active. So if the pointer falls on the both red portions, whether right or left, then that shows it has been discharged.
Very
It has been
technical.
used.
So when we have extinguishers, either hanging in our homes or in our offices or in our cars, and once in a while someone gets into trouble, we quickly bring it out and help and put it back there.
No, you have to refill it.
You have
Get
to
another
refill.
one.
You have to fill it.
Or fill it.
Because we just keep them for the law enforcement,
Yes.
when they
you
come,
don't,
you have
you don't
fire.
have the CO2 in your car. What is recommended for your car
cars.
or the kind of class of fire in your car is the powder.
Okay.
Because the powder is multi-purpose.
Yes.
Multi-purpose fire
Okay.
extinguisher.
Yes,
It can
yes.
extinguish class A, class B, class D fire. You understand?
Awesome.
So you must have this in your car and ensure that all these are active. Always check your gauge, check that the tag is there. Make sure that it's active. If not, the law enforcement agents will see it and they will tell you that it's not okay. That's
So
why
when
the
you
company
finish
tell that
using
it's
this
not
one,
okay.
you
And in
put
your
back
payment, they will
the
discharge it,
tag
You know.
to give us that.
So when you finish using this one, when you finish using this to extinguish your fire, it is advisable to call the fire safety practitioner or any competent person to come and check it if the
Okay.
content is okay.
Okay.
Because usually the quantity of the gas inside need to be refilled back to get the appropriate
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow,
I mean,
wow.
this has been so.
This
you
is
know,
so technical. So a lot of us really, we're not doing anything
even
in
know
this
anything.
regard. We just keep these things at home
Yeah.
in our
So
cars
really,
and.
we have to thank Shadrach for doing us this.
So this
And-
is a season, the Harmattan season really comes with. We experience a lot of fire outbreaks
Yeah,
here and
exactly,
there.
exactly.
Yeah. Also, what general advice or tips can you give us?
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
this
the things
regard.
I want to advise everyone, especially those watching this program, is ensure you try to separate combustible materials from fuel.
Okay.
So combustible materials are fuel. Separate them away from the ignition state. Yeah, ignition state can be the sunlight, can be a little spark. Try to separate them so that they don't come together and form the fire triangle,
Okay.
and then fire will result.
Okay. Crowd control too. A lot of people are gathering in so many places now.
The use of knockouts too should be very, very cautious because these are serious hazards
Wow.
which
Yeah.
can cause
I
serious
mean, you
fire
can
outbreak.
imagine we've enjoyed Christmas and everything.
Yeah.
And
then
then
something just
Fire
comes
you know,
and spoils
fire
it.
comes up. As a
Thank
matter of
you,
fact, this
thank you,
morning I
thank
got
you, thank you.
I got a message that a friend's house got burnt.
Can you imagine?
Yesterday.
And that's the worst thing that can happen to
Yeah.
anybody.
So really, we really must thank you, Shadrach.
Thank you.
for doing
Thank you.
this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You must have the fire service number contact. You
Yeah,
should.
the fire safety contact.
Yes.
All buildings should have the fire code.
Okay.
Fire code. That's where we have the contact.
So you must know it.
You must know it.
You must
have the
find
code.
it.
You must have the code. These are part of the preparation we're talking about. To
Okay.
repair and get this fire code, the muster points, the exit sign. and
Know
all
who
that.
to call and
All of that, yeah.
Great.
yeah. Okay.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Knowledge put into action is wisdom and power. And we're so grateful for the very important and life-saving information that you have
Yeah.
brought us at this point in time.
Yeah, and really, we should take precautions. Precautions first to avoid the outbreak of fire in our communities, our homes. And well, God forbid if the unfortunate happens, we know what to do.
We know what to
So
do now.
A very big thank you to you for coming again on this show. Last time we threatened you that you're going to be a permanent feature on this.
Yes,
program.
we haven't actualized that. We will in the new year, God willing.
Thank you.
Thank you once again. Thank you so much. Okay, so you're still watching our last edition of the program for the year 2024. And as we count down to the new year, John, very quickly, I'm sure the time is almost out.
Yes.
Your
yes, the
nugget
time is
for
almost
today.
out. The year is almost out. So my nugget today
Is almost
this.
out.
Yes. So sometimes a quiet year holds the loudest victories.
Okay.
That's the nugget for today. Leadership isn't about making noise, it's about impact. The best leaders understand the power of silence, listening more, reflecting deeply, and speaking with clarity. So every word counts when you lead with purpose. Strong speech skills aren't about speaking often, but about saying what matters. Quiet moments where growth happens, where patience and preparation lay the foundation for future success. So true leadership isn't defined by loud gestures, but by steady actions that inspire trust and confidence. So the message is that let's lead wisely, even in silence, and let your impact speak
Okay.
for itself.
For
That's
itself.
my message going into 2025.
Let your impact speak.
Yes.
For itself.
For itself.
Okay. And my message is we're talking about New Year. Really, it's a 366 or 365 days, and it's 12 months. So really, there is no New Year. By the time we transit from the 31st of December to the 1st of January 2025, it will be another 24 hours, in between, separating us from the previous day and the new day. So what will really matter in the new year, in my own understanding, is the decisions that you make, the actions that you take, the change that you allow yourself, to go through, so that you can either be a better person or a worse person, But it's all about decisions. It's all about purpose. It's all about focus. It's all about what you are depositing into.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about a new year or an old year for
Absolutely,
me.
Helen.
So,
I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for being here
Thank
with me
you.
all through this year.
thank you.
As
It's
we
been
look
awesome.
forward
It's
to
been
being
awesome.
together again in
It's been awesome.
2025.
And thank you to everyone. You know, there are a lot of people behind the cameras you don't get to see, and they make this happen, you know, for us every week. We'll see you in the new year. When we're seated there next Saturday,
Next Saturday,
it will
yes.
be 2025.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being such awesome audience. We love you, and may God continue to be with us all. Bye for now.
Bye.